Yeah, I did not hear if you guys were screaming because Discord fucking cut it off.
I did not scream.
It cut me off and I got cowed.
Dude, Discord's noise suppression sucks. I don't know who the dirty finger licker.
Welcome everybody to the earliest morning.
No, we're not even doing an intro. I'm gonna complain right here. Whoever it was at Discord.
This is my man Emmett. He's mad.
Hi. Dude, I am mad. Whoever it was at Discord who was like, we need to do noise suppression. I understand why they did it because they were like, some people.
Does he have an Indian accent?
Am I doing an Indian accent?
It sounded like, I think you like kind of stammered for a slight second, and it made it sound like you were like, whoever was at Discord who was like, we need to do noise suppression.
It's not. We need to change it, my thing.
Can I say my thing?
But
we love all people.
I find it frustrating. Well, except for Beatles. I find it frustrating because it ruins funny moments. Like, not even just someone being loud and that creates something funny. Someone laughing can get cut off. And
that's like something that really annoys me, is because I feel like majority of my responses to something funny is not actually a big laugh. It's like a classic nose snort, you know? And it does not pick that up. It doesn't pick up me whistling. It doesn't pick up me humming most of the time. And it just like, so if there's nothing happening, then for everyone involved, it sounds dead silent on the other end. Like, it makes it really awkward.
I miss the old thing before they had this strict noise suppression where it like
because you could turn on noise suppression or not, but now it's like there's super noise suppression and then there's default noise suppression, and it's like I'd like to suppress that from being in my life. Am I right?
I'd like to suppress the suppression.
I like
You're
that.
right. I'd like to cause the Great Suppression. We're in the Great Suppression. Is what it is.
The Great Suppressioning.
So, can I say my thing, my friend?
Go on.
Can I say my thing, my friend?
No.
I don't actually have any topics, so I just
shut your
thought
damn
of,
mouth, boy.
No,
well, I have a topic.
My topic is my lack of topic,
can we do an
which brought me to
intro?
wanting to.
I know it's been like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever.
It's 3.
Well,
so moving on.
This is a 3-person pod. Okay, I'll start over. This is a podcast run by us, and we are doing it right now. This is 3 of us. It's been a while since we did a 3. What's the last podcast we did? Was it the Dial of Destiny? Or no, it was the Screaming Shit podcast.
I knew it wasn't the Dial of Destiny because the last podcast I edited, we mentioned the Dial of Destiny, and I didn't know what the podcast was, but I just knew that was wrong, and it was the Screaming Shit podcast.
Screaming Shit podcast, which is a great podcast.
I must say, our most recent several podcasts have been actual good podcasts that I actually will listen to.
On your own time?
Yeah, versus our old ones.
I'd say
I'm embarrassed.
Dane podcast, up to now, it's been really good.
I mean, okay, so there's this sweet spot where there's a lot of funny moments in the second half of our season.
There's that, but I feel like in the modern age, like podcasts that aren't tied to anything or whatever, it's kind of fast and loose with some of it. Like if you listen to the Team Europe podcast, not really much happens in that. And I know.
What are you talking about? Zach says that's the one. That's the badger. The greatest line ever uttered by Zach.
But okay, so
I think what you mean to say, Luck, is that's the one. That's the badger.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but like the Team Europe podcast, I've come around to realize that it's not as good as I remember because, it was recorded in 2018.
Before it was re-uploaded, there was a crying, screaming crowd of Europeans that were 3 people that were in the week hole, and they really wanted it back.
It was my moment to shine, and I kept playing with these keys during the entire thing, and you can, if you go and listen to it, you'll just hear some light metallic sounding bell thing, and it's just me playing with some keys.
That is something that
I think
annoys
I
me.
undiagnosed.
It's the only thing that annoys me in the Chris podcast 3 is that was when I went through a little phase of going back to like 2016 or whatever, and like I was using a fidget spinner and not really thinking about the fact that you can hear it. And
that's in TTT as well.
17.
It is, and it's quite annoying.
I think it's fine in TTT. It's a fun little artifact. I don't think Discord picks up on that either anymore.
I don't even know where my fidget spinner is to test it.
I was about to, because you mentioned the Team Europe podcast, I was about to go on a whole like rant because I'm pretty sure that's the one where Egg's audio was insanely hard to deal
that
with.
rant is.
That's why
I
it took so
realized
long.
I've mentioned that in a podcast before. I have no idea which one it is, but
it's also like I think it's in the description of that video like twice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I wrote it down. God, because.
You really
Sorry, no, I shouldn't talk about this because we've talked about this before. I don't want to repeat.
We've talked about it a million times.
Listen, if there's any podcast that's really worth
about
No. Can I say my thing, my friend?
Dylan's just
The Goodbye Beast podcast and the I Need Weed podcast are to date some of the funniest shit ever. Anyway, that was my thing.
Can I say my thing now at long last?
You can say your thing now.
Thank you.
And our special guest Jiggles is here now.
Oh wow! That doesn't mean
I'm getting a call.
Guest. Sean from Hunger Games 3.
I was gonna blow up Stone, and then he blew up.
He was leading them to blow up some stone, and then he.
Wait, we can't.
Guys,
they can't hear that.
Sorry.
For the audience, there was some soundboards displayed or deployed, I should say, into the Discord group voice chat, and I would like to apologize because you couldn't hear it, and. Now, I'd like Dell and Emmett to apologize to me because I've been itching to say my thing, my friend, and I haven't been allowed to. No one said yes.
Dell and Emmett.
That's your response. So my thing.
I was about to say.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You can say your thing.
I mostly blame Dell, but I'm sorry.
I primarily blame Dell. So. There's a thing that my friend, who also is the guy who helped build my computer, I say helped, he did literally like 90% of it, and
he just assisted a little bit.
He showed me a thing, the computer thing I just realized is completely irrelevant to what I'm about to say, but he showed me this thing, he's been playing around with it or whatever, and I know what I'm about to say, what I'm about to show is an AI thing, but this is funny, so it counts, and it also looks awesome. So it's this AI filter thing where you give it an image and it turns it into a PlayStation 1 game screenshot.
Oh wow!
And so I was like, there's so many iconic Weak Cult images that I have to put in here, So shout out to whoever's editing this. You're about to get a lot of pictures. And
yeah, Lunar.
Yeah, Lunar. Yeah. So the first one I did, this was just literally the first thing that I saw in my Weak Cult folder, and I just used it.
Make sure to put it in podcast
I don't know if you
notes,
guys.
by the way.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, I know you guys remember the picture of Beast staring at the Grand Canyon, right?
Yes, I do recall.
There was an edit I made of that where it showed Zach as like a blue ghost in the horizon.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a giant. And I put that in there, and it created something really cool. And so here's that. This is the first thing I did with it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's glorious. We get to see Zach in PlayStation graphics. Well, if I could commentate over this, Beast, his like low resolution thing, it really looks like the protagonist from Rockstar's Bully.
It does. Here's the next thing, which I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, I was like, ooh, I can put the final frame of Trouble in Skin Tone in there and see what that looks like. It changed things. First off, Kahneman's guitar is not a guitar. The only person who looks like themselves is Connor. He's the only one who survived. And
oh God,
just look at this.
It looks like it says the Connor games.
They all look like Connor
or something.
They all look like Connor.
I don't know what it turned.
They do all look like Connor.
They do. The one that Chris does kind of look like Chris, but it also turned Nathan into like.
Spencer looks like a child. Is that no? That's Nathan. That's Nathan. Sorry.
So yeah, next I was like, oh, I've got to put in the Weak Cult channel banner.
Oh my god.
And it massacred it. But the landscape and stuff looks really cool. Here's that.
What do you say, massacre? What happened to our faces? Why are we sports teams? Why is it
the only one?
Blue,
the only one
blue,
who
green,
survived
green, and
is
red.
Lunar.
Why does it not know cyan is too complicated? It's too many colors.
The landscape and the sky and the trees look really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then I was
we
like,
all look
oh
like
my
the
god.
same person in this. What the?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god.
We're all
I've
voting.
realized the perfect thing to put in here. Thumbnails.
Oh my.
And so I was like,
Oh, hey,
and here's
if
the
I
thing.
can, if I could give a little tangent here, just because I want to bring it up for a time capsule. Dell recently discovered a plugin for YouTube or something where it turns thumbnails into game theory thumbnails.
Oh yeah.
We
that
had a
was
grand
fun.
old time with that. What was the best one you guys think?
The one that really sticks in my mind is the really bad one where...
Not that one.
With the
No.
Daily, yeah, that's the only one I can think of
You took
from the top
screenshots,
of my
didn't
head
you?
because... Yeah, I did. Hold on, I'll find some.
All right, go ahead, Luck, while he's finding them.
Yeah, so and a key thing about this is the image you put in has to feature a photo of a human face somewhere in it, or else it won't
Right.
do it. Like it won't even start. Like I tried that picture of Zach where he's looking at Raising Cane's, but because there's not an actual human face anywhere in the image, it wouldn't do it. And
I could Photoshop myself in there and we'll figure it out.
because it'll do the whole image as long as there's a face. And so yeah, I
found one. I'm just putting it in podcast notes.
yeah put it in there. So that's that, everybody.
Yeah, back to Luck's
but-
thing.
But yeah, so I was doing thumbnails, and I was like, okay, this one has a lot of faces, and it has a cool background. I'm gonna do Spyfall, and so what it does to Dane is really funny in this.
He's enormous. It's because his head was so big.
It gives Bodhi glasses.
Which one am I? Am I on the left?
You're the one in the bottom left.
Yeah. That looks so handsome. I'm like a low poly anime boy.
You look like Beast.
Yeah.
Who is the one next to me? Who is that?
That is Dell.
Dell, you look great.
Why
And
am
then
I blonde?
I knew a great thumbnail to put in there. If you recall a classic video, Good Lessons with Dell episode 3 has an amazing thumbnail.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
And
Can it register sharks? What's gonna happen
What
here?
Lovecraftian horror are you about to
It is a
unleash into this?
Lovecraftian horror. So, alright, here it is.
You got two potatoes.
Dell looks so evil.
Where are you? You're like in a storage room. You're a giant head and giant potatoes.
It also turns the shark's fire into like a starburst type thing, or a sunburst. So yeah, next thumbnail I knew I had to do was all filler tutorials. And
did you do the first podcast we ever did?
Yes,
Oh,
and we'll get to
God.
that.
Okay, all right. That's one I'm very curious what it did.
So something. This is a trend here. It interprets. You know how MT you'll do like the lens flare of someone's color in their eyes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
This thing interprets those into sunglasses a lot. And so here's the all filler tutorials thumbnail. It looks amazing. MT, you do kind of get Mike Wazowski'd here.
Damn, it happens.
You turn.
It happens
you turn
to me a
into
lot.
A portal.
Look how cool Alex looks. He's like, yeah.
I know. So I think also it must be a lot of the data it's drawing from. It must be like screenshots of like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, because it does that a lot where it just makes everything look like it's from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And like if some like MT, there was some pictures I did where you were wearing your Rhoda shirt, it would turn it into like it looks like a shirt that has like a skate brand or something on it. Like and so I feel like that must be what it is drawing from.
I don't think it left me out. I think it just depicted me as the god that I am, the portal to another realm.
The cyan
I
portal.
forgot the sun.
That portal is to the Doodle Kingdom. And so this is the thumbnail for the second half announcement. I was excited for this. MT and Emmett and myself are both completely Mike Wazowski'd again. We kind of turn into like blobs.
Wait, the only one that's recognizable is Egg, and he's super evil. Oh. Welcome to the world and remember.
Here's one that ended up really good, which is the Goodbye Beast. It actually all the text survives.
Oh really?
And,
wow.
And this is what it is.
Oh my god.
The
You notice how
D
it put a body below the head on the right.
but not the head on the left. That's weird.
Yeah, and
they did.
Okay.
This is the best one so far. That it looks like the thumbnail. We should just make this the thumbnail.
And then
people will be so confused.
So I was like, okay, maybe there's like a screenshot from a video that I could do because it has to feature faces. What are videos that feature faces? Oh, video podcast. And it's like, oh, what if I do the moment that Zach showed up in the 5-year anniversary podcast? What will that look like?
Ooh,
so here's the original image, right?
That looks like he's doing something naughty.
What it turns into is really funny.
Del has faced away. He's flipped. Egg!
Discord is cutting off all of my laugh.
You became a businessman.
Yeah, this became like a mafia FaceTime call.
And then Zach's like, he's like live streaming.
It looks like he's holding the camera. Yeah.
Live streaming.
And then now this is a thumbnail
so funny.
that honestly was elevated by it. The thumbnail was great before, but this is so cool. I don't know why it just looks so cool. This is the Dane podcast thumbnail, and here's what it turned into.
Whoa!
Dad cart.
Daddy cart.
The way that it knows fire so well is really cool. Like, I'm glad we use fire in our thumbnails because it always makes these cool patterns.
What's funny is there's actually no fire in this thumbnail.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a crown.
Hold on. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The background is like gradients with lines, and it says Dane a bunch of times.
But I just realized why I'm looking up in terror.
That's me.
No.
What?
I think Del's talking about the bottom left. Unless you mean. No, you're on the
yeah,
one
no,
the
that's
bottom
me
left.
with the open mouth.
The one with the blue hair is you. I actually thought that was Lunar because it kind of looks like him.
It's
like
Del's blue hair.
Oh my god! I look like that drawing the Jiggles claim that he drew. Do you remember that?
My god!
I look just like that. Can we get that and put that on screen? That is so weird.
And pixelated.
I don't know if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it, but
it'll be added in post, I guess. Here it is on screen, ladies and gentlemen.
If not, put a dirty coffee cup. Thank you.
All right. And so here's the one that MT is waiting on, which is the first. Oh, is he being told to fuck off?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
Dylan, you should just lock your door when we're recording.
Yeah, have a recording sign, and then like you hit a button and it goes red whenever
it brings up a metal like ceiling door over your normal door.
But yeah, this is the first podcast re-uploaded, which for those of you who don't know is the first early morning we re-uploaded, and then when we were making the re-uploaded thumbnails, me and MT just added like every PNG weak cult thing we have to it, and it's just this monstrosity, and it remains a monstrosity as you can see.
Oh my god! I can't even tell what things are or where things are supposed to be. You can't. Like,
there's dirty coffee cups.
I can see that. It got that perfectly. Is that Del's screen?
That's me.
All the spun like text. It's funny. It looks like it made a lot of like text and faces into like it looks like flat ground. Being viewed at a weird
like
angle.
it looks like geometry.
This is funny because it needs a face, but this is like. Faces were like 1% of the thumbnail, and it was
and
still...
also erased a lot lot of the faces that were there.
So it looked at the one with Zach, which is a normal real world setting, and it was like I can't use this, no faces. And it looked at this horror, and was like I can work with this.
Here's the thumbnail for MT versus the CGI Skeleton Army, which turned out pretty good. The
skeletons became Clockman.
Yeah.
You're smoking a joint, look. It looks like.
It looks like I'm smoking a worm.
So
cool. And then this isn't a thumbnail or anything. This is an image. I think this is from.
Wait. Before you continue, I have to say that pisses me off that it almost got the full title and it failed.
I know. The skeleton
arm.
But this is from the day Zach and Emmett met up. And I only show this because, Emmett, you turned into XRA in this.
Does look like an XRA character.
Like, it's the bangs. I feel like it's very XRA.
Yeah. That's really cool. This is so cool. This AI thing.
So then I was like, okay, perfect thumbnails to use is all of the video podcast thumbnails, right? Which I only used 2 of them because I forgot about the 5-year one. Actually, no, I did that one and it looked like shit. It wasn't funny.
You know what we should do? We should use that AI that animates images and put this in and see what it does.
Oh my god, that would be crazy. So this is the 100 Videos podcast, which, as you guys probably remember, the key thing that you look at in that is Zach strangling me through the frame, and it did exactly what I expected.
Did it connect it? Yes! Oh, that's so cool!
It erased Lunar. It turned MT into a NASCAR driver.
What is the green thing in the top left?
Egg became a green cube.
A green cube.
Oh, dude. The text.
Yeah.
The text
the
made
I
it through. The
weird,
text
and the S became a 5.
Yeah, but it tried. The one's a little janky too. This next one, it turned us all into pedophiles.
What?
Oh no.
This is the month of content podcast thumbnail.
We've all been arrested. Look, who is that on the right? Is that Dane? Or
That's me.
That's you?
It changed the color to orange.
Why is my neck so thick? Oh my god. Bodhi's the only one that kind of looks like him.
He is actually kind of looks good, honestly. And then, okay, this is not the final thing, but this is the final 3 thumbnails. This is by far the best looking thing of the whole thing. Guess what thumbnails they are?
Could we get a hint? Let's say general range when it was uploaded. Can we get a year?
2020.
All right, 2020. I'm calling it. I think it's bitches.
You are correct.
Oh my god, yes, perfect.
Here is bitches 1.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
What happened to the bitch? Oh my god, it got the word exactly, and that's written out. It's not even proper text. It was
it turned it into a font. Also, look at Jamerson.
He looks great.
It got rid of the flares on his eyes, but it made up for it.
I must have known that this is J.K. Simmons, because that's his perfect likeness.
It must have. Yeah. And this is very similar of the Bitches trilogy, of them all being good in different ways, but also kind of getting better each time, because this is the Bitches 2 thumbnail.
Oh my god.
It's a full blue face. Look,
it's Bitch A32.
Bitch 32.
Galactic shampoo is what I say it says.
He's got a hook hand.
Schiaposo.
But look at his face. Doesn't that look like something you'd see on a cover art?
Yeah.
And now this is what made me the Bitches 3 one is what made me think this has to be in a podcast. This one, I don't know why it looks so cool to me, but it just looks so cool. Look at Bitches 3.
Oh my god.
That's like a GoldenEye cover.
Yeah.
That's
just I don't know what about it looks so awesome.
There's weird ghosts behind him.
And then now there's 4 more images I have, and they're all kind of miscellaneous images. The one I had to do was the famous PNG of MT in the suit, and it turned out great. It makes me look like a Sims character.
I'm a hamster. It really, yeah. That is way too smooth for whatever art style this is supposed to be.
Yeah. It kind of turned into an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah.
Now there's also a famous, Dell has seen this one. This is a famous image of Dell.
Yeah, you can see it in A Calming Poem with Dell.
This is what the Faroe Islands looks like in real life. It's all really
and then
polygon,
and then these next two are of Zach and Emmett's trip, and these are both just of Zach. The pictures where it was both of you, it would only focus on doing Emmett for some reason, and then Zach would just be totally they would be so lazy about it, and because he's the star. And so there's a famous image, I know Emmett will recall this, is the image of Zach in front of the Buc-ee's truck, that truck filled with merchandise, you know?
Oh yes.
And it actually turned out really good.
That just looks real. This is if they made a Buc-ee's video game in the style of PlayStation 2 or 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
That straight up looks real. That's freaky.
It's really cool.
They literally they got the market right. It looks like you're in a big store.
A building.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
And then this is the final one. This is of Zach shaking Bucky's hand.
it got like the nose right. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just looks like if he was a model.
I really thought that was gonna mess that up because you don't really see the face head on. I really was expecting it to mess that up. That's crazy.
Oh, I will show these images of me that I think turned out really funny. So this is the original image, which is already a pretty funny picture in my opinion. Where I'm an evil elf.
What's with your health?
And
I've never seen this facial expression.
This is what it turned into.
You have a tower.
Yeah, I got a tower on your head.
And then, here's the famous picture of me in a suit from when I went to prom. And everyone said I looked like the president, so I took a picture in front of the American flag. It turned it... Flag? This is another one where it actually looks like it would be in a video game, is this.
Oh man, I didn't get the flag.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, everything else is perfect.
And then, okay, this isn't a picture of me or anything, but I have to show this because of how funny this is. There was one time, like, a year ago when me and my friends hung out, and our friend Christopher Cox is his actual name, he showed up, and he was wearing the most, like, redneck outfit. He never has worn anything this southern or country before or since, and we were in a Walmart, and he put on these, like, redneck-ass sunglasses, and I took a picture, and it's this. And then I put that in there, and it created something so amazing. Like, I sent it to him, and he was like, "Holy fuck, this is what it turned into."
Oh my God!
And but
it got rid of the wall behind him.
Okay, so this is the last one I'll show before the Deep Sheep ones. This is a picture of me. This is from when I went camping a year ago, and literally right when I got home, I looked in the camera because I wasn't really looking at myself that whole trip, and I looked in the camera and said, "Oh my God, I look like a mountain man."
You look like a mountain monster, some might say.
And then I put it through this, and I honestly think I might make this my profile picture, at least temporarily, because this is such a cool picture for some reason. Like, that is profile picture material.
The background, it looks like you're in like a Sonic land or something from like a Sonic game. It's freaky.
But yeah, I just can't get over those bitches thumbnails.
When you said 2020, the first thing that came to mind was I was like, what did we do in 2020? Bitches.
Yeah, because it was all three of them are right there in 2020, which is still crazy.
I think we've talked about this in a podcast, but it's worth mentioning again. We are shocked at ourselves that we got all three bitches done in 1 year. Like, we could not get
I will say this, I'm pretty
sure
I found recently when I was scrubbing through WeChat looking for something, I'm pretty sure I found the date that we recorded Bitches was like September 2019, the first one. So technically it goes out. Ew.
What?
Sorry, this is this is the Chris Podcast 3 thumbnail.
Why did you say ew? Racist Rackhammer 3.
And then let me go to, I guess, Daniel Podcast, because I don't think it would work in the old format. I don't think it would turn into anything funny.
Oh wait, to summarize the thing I was saying, like, it's just crazy that that's something that we just did for fun and somehow we got it done in a year.
Yeah. I mean, that is a while as well, because I'm pretty sure every single one was supposed to be the last one. Like,
and what here's what's funny is I do know that we did rush the third one, but that's not because to get it in the year. That's for Christmas is what we were doing.
Oh yeah. Here's Daniel Podcast. This one is funny. See, the thing is, how it handles close-ups like that is it breaks the PS1 thing and just looks at like a 3D rendered image or whatever. So I guess the last one I'll do is the Chris Podcast 2.
Royal Pogar 256.
When did we do the Chris Podcast? It was 2020.
Yeah.
I always remember it as it was right around the time of... I will say we did have another good stint of podcasts back in 2020. We had I Need Wheat, Goodbye Beast, the first music podcast, then Chris Podcast 2 were all right next to each other.
So
and I think those are pretty good.
Something I find interesting is for a while I was undoubtedly the main editor for the Week Called. I edited most of the content. and over
Really?
time,
That doesn't ring a bell.
Luck has I don't think he's overtaken with how many videos editing, but he's been a lot more of the top dog recently. These past like 2 or 3 years.
Top dog.
Holy fuck.
And Dell has also been doing a bit.
Not much, but a bit.
I think just a very prime example of like when I realized how the editing is I'm no longer like doing everything was the day
primary guy.
Was when Dell scheduled Chris podcast number 3 and Luck edited it. Like it was like I had no involvement. I was there.
You just showed up and then did your thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Chris podcast 2, which is not what we were talking about, here's that.
Whoa! God, that hair looks awesome. I love the skyline. That's so cool.
So yeah, something we were gonna talk about.
Wait! Before you get to that, this is the last thing I want to say.
You've broken my heart.
You mentioned this topic got brought up earlier, and I was gonna say something, but then the conversation moved, and I'm gonna be pissed off if I don't mention it. You AI generated the second half announcement thumbnail. Yesterday I rewatched that video. It was a few days ago. I rewatched that video. That is an iconic classic. I haven't done it to any of you guys, but I've sent basically everybody I know on Discord. I just got the part where we're laughing at Zach going like, "On your desk at Friday."
Oh yeah.
And then I'll go like, "Oh!" And I took that clip, and then I lowered the quality and lowered the audio to make it like really compressed. And then I've just been sending it to everybody, and they're like, "What is this? Like, what is happening in this video?"
You want to send that in podcast notes?
I guess so. If I
we can have a little.
Let's see here.
Well, we'll cut. Wow, look at this video that MT was just talking about.
Wait, no.
Wow, that was a great video.
Wait, no, I can find it. It's here.
So I was just saying it can be this. This can be edited out. Oh fuck.
No. I swear I haven't.
I'm losing my mind. I'm spinning.
He's lying to us. He's been lying to us all these years.
Think.
The cheese? Me?
Elephants.
It's the cheese man.
That was in.
Guys, I have an idea. Let's talk about Star Wars.
I'm good, thanks.
I have an idea. How about you? What's that thing that someone says in a? I think it was in season 1. I think Dell says it. He's like, "How about you take your own dick and suck it?"
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say, "How about you say that thing that we said during the Goodbye Beast podcast?" And then I was gonna be like, "Oh, Dell has a tiny penis."
Oh, Dell.
You little.
Dell.
I think that's the first one of the year.
Hey.
Is that true? No, mine was the last podcast.
You did one in the last podcast?
Yeah. It was. Well, I can't say it, but it's certain.
All right, record yourself. Smell.
I'm recording myself, bitch.
This is gonna be a very edited podcast.
This is on the floor, and it's the PS1 podcast. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
Oh, we can have like a. Oh, I'm imagining
the thumbnail. Yeah, you can use your little AI.
We can have me. Well, I was thinking about like taking the background and kind of PS1ing it, and then like we can have MT in the suit in one part of it, and then we can have me
like this.
Like one of the things of me, and then we can have one of the things of Zach.
It's maybe one of the first times ever where the thumbnail for the video is being discussed in the video itself.
Yeah.
Have we ever done that?
All right.
Before? I do know that in. Oh wait, that's not out yet. Never mind.
Are we 0-0ing it or something?
I mean, I guess so.
All right, let's do it. I'm at 0-0.
I want to count it down. I haven't counted down anything all day. We've watched so many videos. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Everything about that, it slowly gets louder, and then you see like Egg pulls out a gun, and you finally see Zach, and he's like crying.
I think Egg's part is the best because it just cuts to him. Zach did a great job editing that video because it cuts to him, and he not only is the gun in his mouth, but it's like he's like sobbing over it, like he's like, it's in his mouth.
I like every time it cuts to me because I go, oh, I'm about to knee slap it. It cuts away before it, but it just looks funny. I just raise my arm. And then, like, when it cuts back to me, I'm, like, pointing in there. I'm like, oh, you clever guy. Like,
something, not to skip over what you just said. I don't know how to transition.
We gotta get to this conversation.
Something, this is probably going to take up the rest of the podcast, which we're all fine with, is we have to discuss Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, which should have been out by the time you're seeing this.
Yes, I mean we're planning for it to be out after.
Yeah,
so
I don't know
it would
why
be kind
we
of
have to
crazy
change
if it ended up.
But demands. He's like, we need a video out March 29th or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, stop for a second.
I'm frozen.
I've just had a terrifying moment.
What?
I was just I was like, I'm just gonna open my survival world and play on that, and you were saying we're gonna talk about one thing that's gonna take up the entire podcast, and then I heard nothing, and I was like, shit, fuck. What have I done?
Returns.
What have I done?
Jin's back as well.
And it was still just trying to load in my Minecraft world, and I was like, oh fuck.
So yes, Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, it should have been out by now. We're very proud of that video. You know what? It's worth talking about.
Should we begin with the history?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is. Wait. Listen. Okay, hold on. What I'm about to say might be cut, which I'm fine with. I just want to point it out. Some of this stuff I would like to bring up if we do a Chris podcast 4. So we have to keep in mind.
We can keep that in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I mean that's public. It's every 2 years we do a Chris podcast. So hopefully this year we can continue.
And he agreed to it.
Time has come.
He agreed. Like in the last podcast, he was like, "Yeah, every 2 years." So it's like it's also cool. I think he's down for it as well because it's kind of a way for people to know what's up beyond just the birthday videos.
I also think he's down because of the thing that he just did recently that we're gonna mention. But
yes.
So okay, this was in 2019. Actually, wait. I think it might have been 2018.
Dodgeball comes from 2018.
Yeah.
Yep.
God.
It's the reason. Okay, so I just want to say this real quick. In the We Cult private Discord, which, as you know, only features the We Cult members and some Deep Sheep members who never use it, and
we got them here though. They don't come here. They don't interact with us.
Yeah, we got them. Some of them have left. Camden used to be in it and left. Alex used to be in it and left.
Why was Camden in here?
No, he wasn't in it. I was just thinking only of Alex. But we currently have Nathan, Chris, and Spencer. And
they're the only cool one. Wait, Robbie left?
But
damn.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck is his problem? He created us.
Yeah.
But no. So we have lots of chats, like text channels that are pretty like useful or whatever. I guess I kind of lost my train of thought. We have Wheat Chat, which is the OG, which is just us just talking about whatever. We have series stuff, which was made when we were working on Wheat Sanctuary and pertains only to that. We have dates, which is for scheduling stuff, not for asking each other out.
We should use.
And then,
oh my god, we should use that. Del, I'll message you, and then you'll be like, "Eat lead, bitch."
And then we have podcast notes, which is like in this podcast, if you're like gonna show a picture. If you show a picture or whatever in a podcast, you send it there. That way, whoever's editing it can easily access it. We have ideas, which we also rarely ever use, and that's a pretty self-explanatory one. Then we have thumbnails. Dodgeball, I'm pretty sure was. I'm looking at it now. It is one of the first thumbnail things that was put in here, and I'm actually pretty sure, it like us talking about making the Dodgeball thumbnail is why I made that chat.
Oh wow.
So that's another thing. And that chat was made in August 2nd, 2018. And you actually can find in that, I guess I'll pin it. you can find alternate screenshots, alternate screenshot of like a different angle that we were considering for the thumbnail. Which I don't even know why we consider that one because it's so much. Maybe we weren't considering.
I think I sent that because it looked funny.
Yeah.
There's no way I considered that.
I guess I'll put that in podcast notes. This is what we're talking about, everyone.
It's Daniel's out of frame. You can't even see him, which actually would have been great. That way we didn't need to schedule.
But
Daniel.
I do remember we were considering other screenshots because what happened was we got on and we just put the skins on and like ran around and took screenshots and there was a bunch that.
Why did we pick these two? Why do we pick these people? This is so random.
I have no idea, but I know that the screenshot we ended up using, which we don't have to show because people could just look at the thumbnail, is by far like I remember it was a clear winner. Like it's perfect and it's really great. And something we can show is. Back in the olden days, for whatever reason, we couldn't. I guess Emmett, you couldn't find. Wow, I just instinctually said Emmett progress, and I guess you couldn't find misadventures, right? Like
I know. Okay, I know exactly what it is.
Because I know you use like one of those text generators.
I couldn't download it for some reason, but I found some weird website where you could type.
Misadventures is the Deep Sheep font, by the way.
Yeah. I could not find a way to download the font to mess with it, but I found a website where you could type something in and use the Misadventure font, and it was super low quality. And so I just stretched it up, and I tried to make it look better. And I guess we could show this on screen.
So here it is.
Here it is. This is horrible. Like how this looks.
Also, this had like the line, like the outline around Camden and Daniel.
That was the other thing I was going to bring up. It's not really that noticeable with Daniel, but you can really see with Camden is like the outline is not particularly clean.
And then years later, Emmett sent me the GIMP project, which was very useful. And actually, I don't know if you sent it. I think I combined. Or no, you did send it to me because I actually remember downloading it. Because,
that would make sense because I was wondering how you made it look so good. I remember you cleaned it up, but I don't remember you.
Yeah, I fixed. It's not perfect, but I think I did a good-ish job of getting rid of the outlines to where you would have to really look at it to notice it. And then I just took the old text off and just slapped some new, because I downloaded it, and I just slapped some new text on there, and then we ended up with the Dodgeball thumbnail, and it was crisp and clean. I remember the day that I showed it to you, and you were like, it feels like I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Something I want to point out, by the way, I don't think I ever have said this to you guys, but this is something I noticed like a month ago when Dodgeball was done.
You're naked right now.
I realized the Dodgeball thumbnail is too good for season 1. I realized, like
with the fireballs,
I
remember when you showed us the fireballs, I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah, it's cool. It's perfect. This is something you would expect from like a season 2 thumbnail. Like, it does not look season 1 was just a screenshot from the video with text. Like they didn't really ever do that many dynamic thumbnails.
I guess that goes into something we can talk about in a moment, which is us outdoing them. So Dodgeball originated in 2018. The whole idea of it was just to do a video. Actually, Emmett, you should explain. I feel like I've talked for too long.
Yeah. So in 2018, actually, I think Egg in a way is actually the initiator of this, because I remember
he always finds himself accidentally beginning great things.
Egg telling me like, do you remember that one game that they showed in like the announcement, but they didn't actually play it? And I was like, I actually think I didn't remember that. But then I watched the video, I was like, oh yeah, this is weird. That's what makes Dodgeball so interesting. Is right when Deep Sheep was becoming, they hadn't yet called themselves Deep Sheep. Chris announced 4 games. We showed this at the beginning, and Dodgeball is one of them, and it does not get used. And I think that is literally the only reason that's interesting, because they have tons of games they haven't shown.
Yeah, like it's kind of, you're like, what would it? Because it's kind of like a what if,
Yeah. That's kind of the theme of the No Season trilogy. What if Mixed Bag was a thing? What if Dodgeball?
No.
And then what if we made a game based on?
What if we made a good version?
Can
of
we
a
say it?
Game? No. We should hint towards it, but let's not say what it is. I want people.
Yeah, it's a No Season trilogy, so there will be another thing that is on the week.
I was thinking of another game entirely. It begins with chicken.
No, not that one. We're never using that one.
No, why not? It's so good.
No, that was another thing is we adopted. Was Dodgeball always in the No Season trilogy?
No, it was not. It predates it by years, by several.
Well,
years.
no, I mean like when the No Season trilogy always included mixed bag, right?
Yeah.
Like from its birth, because that's what inspired it. In
what
the
was
No
funny
Season
was
trilogy,
we had thought of actually that's not true, because we had thought of the No Season trilogy and then we were like, oh hey, technically we've done one mixed bag. Like we didn't realize mixed bag was one of them.
Right.
And we realized,
For people who don't understand, the No Season trilogy is just videos on the Weak World, which are kind of basically spoofs, pretty much.
Yeah. That wasn't the initial plan when we were making the No Season trilogy. It was going to be.
It just kind of ended up being that, and it had other names briefly as like Season 1.5 and stuff like that, because there was going to be more than 3, and then it went back to the No Season trilogy, and there is one more that I mean it would be cool to do it this year.
I think we could get it done this year. I think we've talked about this like it's the like. It's going to be probably the next big project we work on. So in 2018, Egg said that. We watched it. Luck, I think you were the guy who had the idea of making it like a found footage thing.
Yeah, like I remember thinking like, oh, it would be cool if it was like.
Okay, no. We have the precedent. This is because Mob Hunt Lost episode came out. Is what inspired the style.
And I was like, oh, we can be like, yeah, no, they like. Well, I don't know if it was always that they recorded it. No, it was always that they recorded it and we got the footage. I remember one of the things was a long time ago was that they gave us the footage to edit it, which I don't think is as funny as what it ended up being.
With our elite squadron of hackers, yeah.
The elites were led by Lunar, of course. But yeah, that was kind of what got the ball rolling, and it was just kind of the idea of like doing a Deep Sheep season 1 episode.
I would like to
kind of a cool idea.
Just to expand on the thing I was saying, like Mob Hunt, because like the Mob Hunt Lost episode, it opens and it shows like there's the clip of them saying, "I remember as soon as 2013 #Lost episode," and then it cuts to the clip of Alex like saying like the old recording of him saying how he was gonna be in Mob Hunt. Like it's showing all this backstory. That inspired Luck because he was gathering all of the clips of Dodgeball that have been mentioned. Because literally like basically everything. Because them mention at the time it was just Spencer mentioning it in that one time he was on Discord that was used in the.
It's in the Deep Sheep season 3 Lost Games video.
It was that plus the Dodgeball clip, obviously. And I guess I made the game in 2018. In that video, the one that was just mentioned.
Should you bring up the build like?
I will. I'll get there. But something I had forgotten is it's in the what were Deep Sheep's unused games, that video. I say to Spencer when he brings up Dodgeball, like, oh yeah, we built that. And I forgot that's how old that game is, which we already mentioned earlier. We made it in 2018. I built it. It was kind of, what's really lovely is the fact that Chris used those smooth stone half slabs as the roof, because you can measure how big the build is because of that.
You can easily count it.
Same with the glass at the back of the structure. Now, when I was making this, I made like the shell of the building, like I made it look like a building, and then I was like, now for redstone. Now, they did not have hoppers when they made Dodgeball, which hoppers allowed for a new mechanic of randomizing redstone with items, and that made it really simple to make the randomizer Dodgeball dispenser fireball launch thing. I don't know what to call it. But in the video, I noticed that there's a whole giant redstone contraption on the back that, like, there's all these wires and stuff. And I was like, I have no idea. I couldn't make it out. It was too far away to see what's in there. So the back just has nonsense, like just straight up nonsense. Like it's just. I'm actually looking at it. I'm on the Wiko World right now as I speak on it. I'm looking at it. There's like just
live on the scene.
There's random repeaters. There's random detectors. There's rails for some reason. I don't know what that is supposed to be. It's just to make it look like the build from the video.
The olden days.
There was other stuff that like that bothered me, but I had to make sure it was accurate. Like I didn't realize Chris made the building to be even wide, but there's a door. It's just one door, so it's like it's not centered with the building, and it's like that's weird.
Yeah.
But is that what you meant by build, or am I forgetting something?
Yeah, like how the redstone was needlessly complicated.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. So that happened. Something... Do you remember the first time we filmed it? Because I really don't.
It must have been in 2019. I'm pretty sure we filmed it once in 2019. I think we filmed it maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Now that I think about it.
I know it's at least 3.
Wait. I know we attempted it in 2019. Just because there's no way I don't think there's been a year except for like 2021 where we attempted it. I don't think we attempted it in 2018. I think we attempted it once in 2019. I think we did it maybe twice in 2020.
What are you trying to say, Dale?
No, I'm just realizing, haven't I been supposed to be in every one of them?
Yes.
You were in one of them. That's something we wanted to bring up.
Wait! I remember it. We were gonna record it, but then Matt.
But then we wasn't.
But then we wasn't. Then Matt, also known as South, Beast.
He's not a real name, but you don't need to say his real name. It's not worth it.
Well,
So Beast.
In my scoop of poop in my moop.
In your mouth.
What was the point you were arriving at?
There was. I think I know where Dell's going with this. There was a time we were supposed to film, but like Beast, because back in like 2020 or 2019, he was kind of difficult to get on, and so like he didn't get on, and we didn't film.
Yeah.
I do vaguely remember that.
I know that. Yeah.
Which actually,
there was one that.
Now it's worth bringing up the conflicts. We put Daniel in this perfect thumbnail, but our Daniel for our group is Beast. And Beast.
And we've always said he's Daniel. Like, it's always been a thing.
We've never. There was one point where we were considering. Shut up. We were considering recasting him with Dane. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Because we were like, Dane might be easier to get on.
And I love Dane, but I don't think he could pull it off.
No. And I mean, he's got too much.
And I think he'd agree with you with me there.
I don't think he could have. And also, apparently, Beast did the best impression of anyone.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, because Beast was hard to get on, it actually made preparing the video hard, because it was hard to get him on. And I do remember, I think there was a point where I told you, like, maybe we should just change the thumbnail, because, like, we were just following rules we don't need, but, like, the thumbnail.
And I'm honestly really glad we didn't, because I like that something came pretty much all the way from 2018.
Yeah. I mean, the build is... Oh, yeah, sorry. That's what we should bring up now. Mini Skin Town.
That is also super old.
Yeah, that's ancient. That has an insane history. So I built that... God, when was that? I don't know if that was in 2018
I think it was in 2018.
It was? I don't remember. It's way too far in my brain to remember that.
I suspect.
But I built that. Then, I don't remember... our world was really laggy at one point, and Lunar was the host. I remember that. We told him, let's start erasing some chunks to make it less laggy, and like a quarter of Mini Skin Town was gobbled up.
Yes, like Alex was just his arm.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was like half.
He got sexy legs. And that part
got
sexy legs.
No,
I remember
look,
that.
I was on Copy the World recently. I forgot about this. For a while, he had sexy legs as a support because he was only half of them.
Oh, right!
Oh my God. I don't know if we've ever brought that up in a video. It's a joke. If there's ever anything floating, I'll put legs on it.
And they have to be like sexy legs wearing high heels.
Yeah. Wait. I don't think we'll ever mention this at any other point, but there's but the original... Wait, can I say the name of the game?
Say it and we can cut it.
Holes.
Yeah, we can say that. I don't
care. Okay. There's a game on our worlds called Holes, and the original version of that was just up in the sky, and it got the sexy legs treatment. And over time, slowly but surely, they changed from being red to gray, and then to blue.
Do that.
Blind.
I would do that every now and again, where like I'd just be on the world like by myself, just flying around, and then I would I would just like replace a couple blocks on the heels to be a different color.
Yeah,
I remember at first I hated it because it looked terrible because you only did like a part of one. But for some reason I didn't fix it, and you
didn't realize that it was a part of a plan, a master plan.
And I was a part of it, and I did it sometimes. I'm taking your credit now. Haha, got him.
So Dodgeball.
So yeah, Dodgeball. Sexy
Mini
legs.
Skin Town. So it got gobbled up. I don't know if I've ever brought this up. The Doodle Kingdom world, which is I almost said in Minecraft. The in Minecraft series on Doodle King Gaming. I took a region from the Weeko world for that, and for that save, it has even less of Mini Skin Town. It's got like part of Nathan, part of Robbie. We did not realize this when we built it. It is literally basically the biome tree is on like a converging point, like a cross for regions. It's weird, like where it was built.
Like how it's the center of all those biomes.
Yeah.
Except some of them are fake.
Is there any? I do know that something that was added like last second is like stuff like Camden's boat and stuff to make it look real. Oh yeah, we had to like speed run making Spencer because it was like the last one we hadn't put in.
Yeah, and also like.
Oh my God! I just now remember this. We tried, or maybe we actually filmed it to get Lunar as Robbie, because remember we made that thing for Robbie.
Yeah, no, we did film it. Now that I'm thinking about it, we did film it one time with Lunar as Robbie.
I thought we didn't
shout
do that.
out.
Yeah, no. There's the joke at the beginning that Daniel gets a penalty. That was gonna be Robbie. And
originally the joke was gonna be that like you literally just use like /fill. Which is a command that, as you can imagine, fills an area with a certain amount of black. It was just going to be that you would just fill the whole skin with air, and it would just completely delete it.
Disappear.
Like,
it's like, and you're kicked out.
It's like what Spencer says in Defend and Conquer, where he's like, Camden's going to be evicted! It's a classic. But Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, yeah.
So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make sure there's not anything else I'm forgetting. I don't think there is. So
yeah, we did it many times, and then I don't think there's been any. A lot of them sucked. We did one in 2022.
By the way, the one in 2019. If we filmed one, I'm pretty sure I said we should refilm it because we were sucking at being the members. Like we weren't acting correctly. I do remember specifically the big thing that I was really disappointed in myself. I kept like saying like shit. And I was like, oh, Chris wouldn't say that. What am I doing? But yeah.
I don't think any real developments happened for a long time. It was just kind of a thing that for years was just like ready to be a video that it was just about us actually sitting down and doing it. And we filmed it in 2022. I think that recording just wasn't that good. Like nothing really went wrong.
I do remember we didn't care about the rules and we were cheating a lot and no one cared.
That was the thing is that I think I was the first one to start breaking rules, and you were like, oh, that's like a Daniel thing to do. Yeah. Beast, you should have done that. And we were like, oh, whoops. And so that was something. And then like so it was just not really a good recording. And then
and we were all just sitting there on the shelf. We just all agreed like we weren't happy with it. Like this is what kept happening is we'd film it and be like, we're not happy with this. Like it's not what we want it to be. Something I do remember, Luck, in 2018 or 2019.
The one in 2022 had Dell. That's another thing. And Dell was Nathan.
I do remember telling you in 2018 and 2019, Luck is like, Luck, you have to record your camera, use your camera, record your screen. You were like, oh no.
I remember this was actually. For all the dogs out there, this was a big debate, and I remember I made Beast and Emmett very mad because this was I forget what I know why. It was at the time the way I had a different desk back then, and the way that desk was positioned in the room, there was literally no way, because like it wouldn't have even looked like Camden's. It would have just been like. It would have been like Mixed Bag, even though Mixed Bag was with my current desk, and that was on purpose. But it would have been like you wouldn't even really be able to see it, or you'd see like blatantly my reflection or something like that. And I don't know why that wasn't good enough for you guys, because I was trying to just say.
I don't remember you telling us that. I just remember you saying no.
I said no, and then
I do remember
was like, why?
Our belief was that you just didn't want your footage to look bad.
No.
We were like,
it was just because I couldn't do it, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I remember there was one point where I said to Beast, I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't do it.
The easiest solution, I can't believe it took us this long to think of it, is like, oh, we could just film it after we're done. Like, somebody else can do it. Which is what ended up happening.
And in 2022, by the way, I did record with my camera. And that is actually, you can see that in the Dodgeball.
Yeah, that is something I've been meaning to ask you. That's from one of the other recordings. I keep forgetting to bring that up in a conversation.
And I remember what was janky about that is I had to play the game in, like, small screen. So it was, like, taking up 1/10 of my frame. And it was pretty funny, but yeah. So
there was something I want to point out. There was a point when I don't remember if we discussed this. I think we did as a group. We mentioned. I was like, "Is this worth this?" Like, we keep trying to do it. Like, I do think a lot of people have said this in the creative world, where it's like at a certain point, it's like there's some ideas where it's like, you keep trying and it's not working. It's like, is this really going to be worth it? Like, all the time you spent? And I have to say, I am shocked how much more worth it was.
It ended up being very worth it, which we'll get to. We got money from this.
Yeah. We got paid $40 billion.
But Dell is now the king of the Faroe Islands.
Dell actually used his research to bring back the Great Auk just so he can eat it to death again. And
and then I brought back the Pied Raven, and then I sued Sea Shepherd for defamation.
We decided to buy stock in UB Aqua Industries, and we just got more rich. Anyway, so yeah, for years, like, we were like, I don't even know if we should do this anymore. Did we decide? Was it the start of this year we were like, this is the year?
I gotta poop. I gotta poop and I gotta take a poop.
Yeah, we were like, Dell would have gotten the easiest job was in the video because he just needed to be quiet.
Yeah, because the joke was gonna be that you didn't talk at all.
Yeah, or I would say like one line, like.
This is what I was thinking. Is anytime he died.
If you say one line, it would have taken us so long to think of a line that would be funny.
No. I know exactly what it would have been. We would have recorded one recording of Dell going, "Oh no," and then anytime he dies, that's all it plays, and that's it. That's his only dialogue. Oh no.
But also, just from all the recordings we did, I'm eating now. From all the recordings we did, by far the best one was the one we ended up using.
Oh yeah, there's no contest.
All the things came into place. We had me and Beast, which was very crucial because we were in the thumbnail and we didn't want to make another one. We had Emmett, which is like also crucial because it's a season 1 video.
We mentioned locked in with the thumbnail. Our full process was obviously Camden and Daniel needed to be in it, and then we were like, well, you're basically explaining this. Sorry, I just stole it.
You stole my thing, my friend.
We were like, okay, so it's got to be Chris, because even though he's not in the thumbnail, we know he's there. It's a season 1 video. And then, like, those two. We were like, and 3 is a small number, so we need a 4th person and maybe a 5th person.
It was, I'm actually pretty sure that we planned on there being 5 people in the recording that ended up happening. I'm pretty sure Dell was supposed to be there.
I can
I was
prove
supposed
that.
to be there.
I'm going to just prove it right now. At Mini Skin Town, behind the Krusty Krab, we wrote down stuff that we wanted to have happen, and on it says cast: Emmett, Mather, Beast, Dell, Bodie. You were on the cast, Dell. You just didn't. Didn't make it to the recording day.
I was too busy.
He got on like later that day, though, right?
Yelling at Balls Gaming.
But.
I got on like.
So all that leads up to what we filmed, and you've seen that. And
I remember the day we filmed. I was like, guys, I can't believe we've finally done it. Like that was it. We did it.
It just felt so good because I like right after we stopped recording, I was like, this is it.
Here's a fun fact. This is the first time we have ever recorded a video where we record game sound using OBS's new game sound feature.
Application audio
which I later realized is completely pointless because we were all in the exact same location the whole video. So I don't know
why
we
didn't use anybody else's game sounds. Except
I actually did transition between different people's game sounds, but it probably wouldn't have mattered. And also, usually it stays on Chris's audio anyway in season 1. So
and like you said, we're also all in the same room. So I'm pretty sure that's all the behind the scenes for pre the video happening. Post, I
it's
remember
time to talk
like
about editing.
Yeah, I just want to say first off that like I wasn't even like, because with Mixed Bag or whatever, when we filmed that, which is what kind of ended up pissing Emmett off, is like when we filmed that, we were all really excited to watch it, and so I was like kind of like on Emmett about editing it a little bit, and
Everybody was.
But the thing was, is after we filmed Dodgeball, I just knew, I was like, okay, we were all so excited about it, and it was so chill, and it was not that long of recording. I don't even need to say it, like, it'll be edited soon. And I was right. Like, when did we record it? Do you know?
No idea. We might have said it like somewhere.
Oh, it's probably in the Dodgeball group chat, which has existed for a million years.
Oh, I forgot. And yeah, it's the character from the movie Dodgeball is the profile picture.
It's Ben Stiller's character from the film Dodgeball. It was filmed February 12th, 2024.
Oh, here's a little fun facts problem thing. If you look at Egg's footage, he does not have old textures on.
Yes,
which was
a
bug.
glitch.
Yeah, we at first we thought he was just a dunderhead that didn't know how they worked, but we later realized I figured out there's a glitch in the game that I think is why he didn't get it, which is where you put resource packs on when you first open the game. You haven't entered a world, it doesn't actually apply them. It's really strange, but let's see. Oh yeah. Something worth pointing out is I only made one of these. There was a point where I was trying to make videos for everyone of just clips from the member they're playing, so they could watch it and try to mimic the voice.
Oh yeah.
I think, did I just do Chris? Was that it? I don't remember.
I think so. And I know we already had built in Chris's video, Crazy Jack 28 moments or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Bodhi himself never watched that video. He's seen it, but he didn't watch it in preparation. I don't think he did any preparation. I think we're the only people who really tried.
Yeah.
And
well then, why did you?
I know that if Dell was there, he would have done it.
I would have done so much.
One of the things we did
so much research
when we got there is we actually had a list of things like we should say these things because these are season 1 stuff. Like, do we tell Egg to do my MacBook probably did? Did we tell him to do that? No, it was something. Didn't. What was the thing we told him to say? There was something
we told Bees to say soap. What is wrong?
I know that one, yes, no. But I swear there was something we told Egg to do, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, going to edit.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I don't know if anyone will ever notice. Probably not, but I intentionally made Egg's audio worse than everybody else's because that's just kind of how Alex sounded in season 1. There's like a telephone effect in Audacity that I would use on the audio 10 times or 15 times.
Oh my god.
And that would make it sound like compressed Xbox Live audio. And it was perfect. I'm actually really proud with how the effect turned out. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to make it sound convincing.
You made a little clip where it was like kind of like just a test or whatever, and it was of the Alex perspective with the audio and the footage. And I just remember like watching that, and I was like, if you would have shown that to me and said it was a thing from season 1 or whatever, I would have believed you. Because also in that thing, he wasn't really looking at anything where you could tell that it was new textures. So it just like it was really good. I think it turned out great.
Yeah. So there's a couple. Let me try to list everything that was put into this to try to make it look real. There's the first thing I want to bring up is the fonts, because I don't know what it is with iMovie, which is what Chris used to edit in season 1. Something about the way it exported made like things look kind of weird, and so the fonts have like a bit. It's kind of when you export a JPEG and then you zoom in on it. There's like some weird like noise that happened from the compression. It kind of has
a blur to it, like some kind of chromatic aberration effect or something.
The point is, I was like, I don't think I can recreate that, so I literally just took screenshots of the footage and cropped out the font, the text in the top left, and just put it in there. What else? This is something we knew, is that Xbox Minecraft has a bit of a tint to it, like a slight light-ish gray. Luck, you were the one to notice this. Do you want to tell it?
It's because of the gamma slider in the game. I just realized there's probably a lot of really disgusting audio that's being picked up of me eating. But
I can't hear it, so no one can.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a thing. This is one of like the key things that people talk about with like the nostalgic factor of the look of the legacy console editions, which is Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, Wii U, Nintendo Switch, or whatever. They have a gamma slider, which they didn't have a brightness slider the way that Java has. It was literally like it would change the gamma setting like pretty much on your monitor, not really, but you know. And instead of like brightness how it works in Java or whatever, it literally just brightens your whole screen like a flat like exposure type thing, and that's what they used in See No Evil to make it to where they were blind. Is they turned the gamma all the way down and stuff like that or whatever. And I think I've heard people talk about people who played it all the time, how it was like, oh yeah, the classic thing to do is you would always immediately turn your gamma all the way up, and I'm pretty sure they all had it like super high, which is why Deep Season 1 kind of has this gray sheen over it.
Also, to add to that, iMovie, when it exports, does that as well, so it adds on to that. Like if I used to use iMovie a lot, and specifically Herpcraft episode 11, which is the new Golems one. But you could only really do like a couple effects to footage at a time before you had to just export it if you wanted to do more footage, like more effects to it. And so there's a lot of shots in that where it's very, very, like there's a weird tint to it because I exported it. It's like photocopying 12 times, you know, like it gets more messed up as you do it. And so that just adds to it. Like it's a layer on top of that. So like that was something we put in to try to make it look like it's Xbox. Yeah, and this is I'm gonna bring this up. This is the most subtle thing that I don't think anyone is going to notice. Is again I think it's an iMovie thing. Is some of the perspectives on season 1 have like a weird, barely perceptible black lines on the sides of the footage. I think it has to do with the way that Chris would zoom in. I remember the weird zoom in feature on iMovie. It's very strange. But I think
it zooms all dimensions at once, right?
Like, yeah. I wish I could show it to you. Let me see if we could. I'll try to find it. But
let's move on.
Yeah. Chris, we always knew that Chris had like on the left of the screen there's a little black line on the side, and that was something I did. And then when I was making everything else, I realized Daniel also has it, but in a different spot. He has it at the top of the screen and the right of the screen. I'm like, that's so weird. And I included that, but I know no one else will notice that that's there. But the more obvious one is Alex recorded at the 4:3 aspect ratio, so I had black bars. I actually had to shrink his footage and actually move it a bit to the left to where you could see the hand better, because otherwise it was like, where's his hand? Something like it doesn't look correct. That's why I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this, his hotbar is like off sync with everybody else's because of that. The most noticeable example of this, I haven't even told you guys this, is there's the moment where he sees me and you, like both of us die at the same time. That footage is, look at it whenever you watch the video again, look very closely. That footage is insanely thin because I was trying to show everything. Like me dying and you dying. Nobody has ever noticed it.
Squashed a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's noticed it, which means it wasn't so bad that it's noticeable, but it's weird.
I think in the heat of the moment you don't pick it up. I mean, I've watched it like 5 times now, or 6 times, I think, and I didn't know it until just now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you edited it. We saw it.
Here's something funny. We all use OBS, a free software to record stuff for PC, and when you can choose how what is it called? Hold on, let me actually find the exact terminology on here.
What are you referring to?
Encoder. The encoder.
Yes.
You can choose if you want it to be like really good, just good, fine, kind of bad, kind of shitty, depending on how much space you have, memory, whatnot. It's all fully customizable. And Egg, I think he just installed OBS again because we told him the audio feature, so he had to get the new OBS.
Yeah, he had to.
And his settings weren't all up to snuff And so his encoder was crappy, and the footage was crappy. And actually, at first when I got it, I was like, ugh, why? But then I realized, oh, you're Alex. This fits.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of looks like how...
that's also an artifact of low bitrate as well.
Yeah.
Naturally, for some reason, OBS's bitrate is really low. And so it creates lots of, like, I guess you could say screen tearing, kind of, almost.
Yeah.
Like,
something that's funny is, I guess it's called the Dazzle. I didn't know what the capture cards were called until recent events. His Dazzle, the frame rate, it was recorded in 30 frames per second, but there was like a half invisible frame every frame to try to smooth it, I guess. And that was something else. Oh yeah, and I also scaled his footage down to 480p to make it even more crunchier, which is what the footage was for Alex. It was, I believe it was 480p, but 4:3. I believe he had the most effects on his out of anybody. But yeah, I also, obviously, I used my phone to film Lux footage to give off the illusion that...
that's a thing, because in Dodgeballs of Christmas past, I would just actually record it, but then we did have the idea, it was Emmett's idea, of just recording it normal, then we have total control over how it looks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, also like, that way, because if you do it in the moment, it's if you're like, oh, this angle's really bad, it's bad forever. You can't change it. You can't refilm it to be at a better angle. So that way it's fully customizable. And that came up great later because I just filmed the footage like normal. And then when I was going to edit, there was a couple things that came up. One, the part where you jump off your head and go to Porkers, that's fake. I filmed that myself later. And
because of the camera thing, you wouldn't even know.
But there's tons of visual stuff that was added. Like, for example, the controller popping up, that looks way realer just because your footage is the way it is. I think it blends it better. It makes it harder for people to notice that it's fake. The big thing that you suggested, Luck, was adding Xbox notifications.
The online thing.
And I was like, that's a great idea. And I did 2 with you and 2 with Alex, because you guys have the worst footage, so it's easier to hide. That it's a green screen thing. That was something I had to refilm your footage again to make that look real, is the Xbox thing coming up. So there's a couple things that I had to redo, and I have a new appreciation for how hard it must have been, Camden, to film his footage. Because also the thing that I don't have the problem with is I was not playing the game while it was being filmed. I literally had it dead right in front of the screen, like right up to it, basically. And I don't know how Camden filmed his.
That man got that down to a science. Like if you watch, I think maybe the best example. It's really good in pretty much all of Deep Stream Season 1, but I think he mastered it fully in Hunger Games 3.
Yeah.
It is perfect. Like, maybe Chris finagled it a little bit or something. I don't know how much he could change about it in iMovie, but, like, it is, like, the borders of the screen are the borders of the borders of the frame of his TV are the borders of the frame we see. And it's great. So, yeah. It was edited, and...
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to throw in. The bleeps were fun to put in. The weird like scoreboard. Season 1
scoreboard. That was one of the things where we talked about that like many times before. It was like you gotta do that. But yeah, so we all watched it. I'm pretty sure we recorded some of our reactions. Right?
Mine just hasn't been uploaded yet.
It's a shame, Dale, because now it's like. Well, actually, I'll explain later.
Well, let's see. What else in between what you were just alluding to and the video being done? Emmett pointed out to us. I'm pretty sure it was after like the second. Maybe it was when we showed Bodhi. It was a quote that we now quote all the time, which is when Emmett goes like,
Yeah, that's the other thing I was trying to bring up. It's stuff we knew that was going to happen. Was we knew we wanted to insinuate this video, like towards the end, we're like, this sucks.
By Escape the Ravine.
You're like, this sucks, and then we wanted to imply that Chris is still working on Escape the Ravine, and we're gonna switch to that. And there's even hints that they're about to record it after they're done with Dodgeball.
Because Laburnum comes online at the end,
Yeah.
and and so there's a part when we are like Emmett's like, or someone's like, I think, what about that like ravine, or you guys know that ravine game I was working on or whatever, and then it cuts to Alex, and he just goes. He's in the most caveman way. Ravine game?
It's like a dog perking his ears up when he hears of a tree.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like no one noticed it in the recording. Like it was only in editing where it gets highlighted and it's perfect. Like ravine game? But yeah, no, we've all watched it. Well, we don't know if Dane. Well, no, we know for a fact Dane, Zach, and Lunar have not seen it.
Those bastards.
And maybe sometime soon. Well, Dane's gonna be on like this coming week, right?
Oh yeah.
And
I
so
believe it's this week actually. Yeah.
And something else we can show him is because I'm pretty sure it was it after the video was filmed or edited that we had the idea of other people reacting to it.
I think it was whenever.
Because I know that it wasn't before we filmed it.
Can we just like say what we're about to say, by the way? To make this conversation easier. What we're about to bring up is Spencer and Chris's reaction, which you guys probably have seen by now, I assume.
Yeah. So I guess all this pussyfooting is pointless.
Pussyfooting.
I do know that like for a while I was like, I would like them to see it, like in case we put a lot of effort in. But after I started editing, I was like, oh, they gotta see this. They're gonna be blown away. Because I was blown away with how good it looked when I was working on it.
Just the authenticity of it was perfect.
And I at first messaged Chris, and he did not respond. And I was like, man, I really want them to see this. And April was on its way. Like, we can't wait.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do I do? And I was like, a little light bulb came in my head. Ding. Ding. And I was like, that's right. I have Spencer's email. I haven't emailed him forever.
Show me his email.
Yeah, he did show me his email. And so I messaged Spencer. Within an hour, he responded. He was,
What is it he said? It was like, I'm so fucking happy you guys are doing Dodgeball.
Spencer has loved Dodgeball for years. That's why I was hoping, like, maybe he'll respond faster, because he likes Dodgeball. And boy, did he. And he said... he said that he was going to get to try as many people as he could, and I'm sure everybody else in Deep Shoot's just busy, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But it's awesome that he got Chris. And I actually surprised Luck and Dell with that video today.
Yeah, we watched it pretty much right before we started.
We watched it today.
Today.
But we watched it right before we started this podcast, and the thing is like I've been kind of like just yearning for this, because like like Emmett can attest to this. Pretty much every time we've been in a call since he told us about the Spencer thing, I was like, so any update on the Dodgeball reaction?
It's no, hold on. I want to try to give a full picture here. Like I'm gonna message Chris, and you're like, all right. The next day, did he answer? No. Oh. Spencer finally responds. You're like, God, I can't wait. Like, you kept that whole day, the whole conversation. You bring it up every conversation. Be like,
I was so excited.
And the next day, you're like, I rewatched Dodgeball this morning. I can't wait to see Spencer's reaction.
No, because after he sent that email or whatever, like I watched Dodgeball twice and was just imagining like him and Chris reacting to it, as I was watching it, because I was just like, oh, I hope they find that funny. Like, oh, this will be cool. And it's just what ended up happening, because I think I can say this is we imagined, I think all of us imagined, like it would be Spencer records himself watching it, and then like most likely he'd just get Chris, which is plenty, like we're already asking for a lot. And so it's like we get Chris and they both record them like just watching it like separately or whatever. It's just two videos, and then the end result would be like edited together, kind of like Emmett's Multiverse of Madness reaction thing, and or like our mixed bag reaction, even though those were in the same call, and stuff like that. What I could have never anticipated was the fact that they recorded it in the same room, which I don't think I don't know if someone who doesn't see how that is cool can understand how that's cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so weird. I think what it is like, and I said this whenever you show it, like before we were about to watch it, is I was like, dude, 13-year-old me is probably creaming his pants. And it's because, like, if you've watched Deep Sheep for as long as, at least as I was going to say as I have, but I guess as we have, you know, and, like, also for being a child who really likes Deep Sheep or whatever, the idea, like, thinking to yourself, like, to myself, watching it back then on an iPad or whatever, it's like, fuck, like, they're in the same room watching a video that, like, I had a part in making, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a crazy thing, and it's just, it's very, very crazy. I don't know if that affected either of you like that, but, yeah, that's my statement on the subject.
It was pretty cool. Actually, I didn't care at all. I think it was pretty pointless. We don't even need to upload it. But
yeah, I mean, let's just delete it and go tell them to fuck themselves as well.
Something I said this before the podcast is that Dodgeball is the gift that just keeps on giving. Because we filmed it and we are like, that was great. Then I edited and that was incredible. Like, I was really proud of that.
We really liked it.
Then I made the outtakes videos. We're like, that's an extra video that's gonna get there. That's cool. And then. Whenever I messaged Spencer, by the way, this was not for a video. Like, I was just curious what his reaction was, like, so we could have it. But they recorded it, like, hello, YouTube. And so it's like, I guess we should make this a video. I mean, like, should.
Yeah.
So that's another video. There's, I don't think I'm actually going to finish this for a while, but I will announce it. Maybe it'll never come out, but I would like to publish it. Is I want, because we recorded the whole thing without shitty audio or shitty footage, I am able to remove all of that. And so I was like, dude, what if I could edit this like a season 2 episode? Like, with all the audio's clean, add some music, better scoreboard, like all that stuff. That'll take...
What could be better than...
That'll take a while. Something, okay, I'm going to say this now. This is going to be on the second channel. Is just the same video... but without, like, not anything new, just clean audio and footage.
Yeah.
I'll upload it to the second channel, and also I'll remove the cursing as well.
Or the censoring.
Something I'm very thankful for, you guys did not know this when we went to watch the reaction earlier, is that they also watched the outtakes. That was a surprise.
I was surprised.
I messaged Spencer either yesterday or the day before, thanking him for responding so fast. I'm like, by the way, here's the thumbnail and the outtakes if you would like to react to this as well. And I'm glad they saw it.
Wow, so this must have been... They must have recorded that, like, today, right? Like...
Dude, I literally got the email yesterday and edited it last night, the video we watched.
Oh, wow. So, damn, that's crazy. So they must have reacted to it on March 24th, 2024.
Great, to date the video. Great.
Fucking damn it.
And
they're not supposed to know that we filmed this in March, dude.
It's a shame that Lunar isn't here to be really upset with me. But
the reason I brought up the bloopers is for bloopers I just decided for the heck of it I'll just put in the We Cult font, like, just for fun.
Yeah,
I'm glad I did that because then they got to see who played who. Like, they're like, oh, he's this guy.
Yeah,
that guy.
It was cool. Like, it was just cool as well because I think me and you, Mr. Emmett, have probably produced most of the, like, fan content that's, like, been, like we have, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the top 4 or whatever, like, things on the Deep Sheep subreddit are ours or whatever, and we've made stuff that they've responded to a lot. And so, like, it was just cool when they're like there's a part when they see that and they're like, oh, so Camden was luck or whatever, and it's like, they know me. And
so I want to point out that I find very funny. I don't know what that currently right now. The finished video of them reacting is not done. It's just raw, is what we watched.
Yeah,
but,
it's fucking raw.
There's a line I thought was really funny where Spencer is like, so MT and the crew edited this, and I was like, yeah, the crew. You as I mentioned before, you guys
the underlings.
You guys are the chipmunks to my Alvin.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
He's
a
Michael
chip
Jackson,
fuck.
and we're the Jackson 5.
I don't want to be a chip
I'm trying to think of
fuck.
anything else like that. You guys are my mystery gang to my Scooby-Doo.
We're the Deep Sheet members too, Chris. Am I right?
Got him.
You guys are the weak cult to my MC Doodle King.
Oh.
The Doodle Club, I mean.
The club.
But, yeah, so, like, now I think we can just talk about stuff from their reactions that we liked or we thought were of note or whatever.
MacBook Pro.
Something I
like
want to point out, and I hope it makes it into the final cut of the thing, is how awkward the intro is. Because they haven't done a video in so long. Like, Chris is like, hi. Like,
I mentioned it almost looks like they're doing a YouTuber apology video. They're like, hi.
Yeah.
Luck, I'm sure you experienced this. Del, I'm sure you did as well. I experienced extreme excitement when the beginning, like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be, like, impersonating us? I think they are. Like, it's like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Something I've really appreciated, I'm pretty sure this was a thing with the voice actors react to Multiverse of Madness and where it was
it's a weird way to say it.
Where it was like right after the video ended, Spencer just stopped recording or whatever. I'm glad that they like did discussion. Like that was a major part of that reaction. Like that, as it stands now, the raw reaction video is 23 minutes, which is like 10 or 9 minutes longer than the actual video, which I really like that they did discussion stuff like that. But another thing that I really liked was just like, I'm glad that they, for the moments that they didn't talk over, which I don't care about because it's like, I wanted them to be talking over some stuff because I wanted them to talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
The
only thing I'm sad about, by the way, of them talking over is the whole scenario where we're talking about scrapping it. They completely talked over that and missed it. And they also missed the ravine game, which they probably would have missed either way.
Game. They did not acknowledge my epic flip I did in the outtakes. And
those bastards.
Your big cannonball.
But something I really liked was just like the moments that we found funny, they also laughed. Like their reaction to the MacBook thing is so funny. I also liked that they liked my airball or airhead joke because I was proud of that. I thought it was a very Camden joke to make, and you know, there we go. And that's another thing I liked, and I think we can all agree that we liked, is them appreciating our impressions. That was very validating.
Dude, mine was so good.
Oh, now we have to bring this up. We did not expect them to constantly mention that they think Daniel is the best person impersonating in the video.
It's so weird.
Here at the We Cult, think that he did the worst impression out of anyone in the at
and it's not even like...
We're not mad about it.
Yeah, no, it's not even like,
pissed.
Beast, you fucking dumbass or whatever. It's just that, like... At least to me, I don't think Beast even tried. Like, I think he thought it would be cringy if he tried, so he just didn't, which is totally, legit. Like, that's understandable. And I do think there was a way to do it. Like, I don't think it's as black and white as that, where it's, I think there's a way you can do it and not, like, if you do it kind of in an ironic way. But I just think he didn't attempt it at all. Which is why I was just like, yeah, his impersonation or his impression was the worst one. Just as a virtue of being the one that he didn't try. And so it was like, yeah, they fucking loved it. And this is another thing where it's like, I guess because we have talked to Beast for many years,
we know the
and know
Beast
his
lore.
voice so well. Like they said that just his voice sounds like Daniel.
Yeah,
and
even in the bloopers where there's no filter to make it maybe disguise it, they still was like, that's incredible. Like his impression.
Yeah, and it's just like. It's just like, I don't think so, but fucking go off, you know, like, and...
I'm glad Chris picked up on what I was doing to try to impersonate him with the high energy thing.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense, and I never thought about it until just now when you mentioned that, is they would be, like, he would be paying more attention to you because, okay, well, how is his impersonation of me, you know, like, and so I like, he was... putting special scrutiny on it, which I think is cool.
I felt so bad when I was watching it. It was like, am I going to get a point? And I was like, oh, no. It made me feel like...
you should have performed.
It's the same feeling as when Deadliest Catch was premiering, and there's like 3 people in chat after the first round. I was like, MT's got this. And I was like, oh, no.
Those poor bastards.
This is my only win right there. It's my only point.
Yo, we were tied in that?
Dude, I won that somehow.
Yeah, we were
somehow.
Yeah, we were tied.
I always thought that I was like just by far like had the lowest, but I guess we were.
You tied at the very end.
Maybe I don't suck, or maybe we both do.
Or I'm
It's a
the
matter of
best
perspective,
one.
I think.
Yeah. Are you a glass half full kind of guy, Dell?
I'm the best one.
He's a glass in your ass type of fellow.
Yeah,
I'm just better.
Destruction.
Honestly,
So Dodgeball, their reaction. It was just a very surreal, awesome thing. You know, like it was cool. It was perfect. Like that's more than I could have ever expected for that thing. You know,
And there's just gonna be more videos than I could have possibly imagined. That's gonna be out in April.
So there's Dodgeball.
Dodgeball bloopers. Also, gift keeps on giving. Here's another one. The podcast you're watching.
Yes. So Dodgeball bloopers. This podcast. Kirsten Spencer's reaction.
Then on the second channel, there's going to be the clean version of Dodgeball. There's going to be
version.
the dirty version of the outtakes.
Gasp.
What's
And
that,
then
like
that's
5?
7. And then
7?
is Dell's reaction going to be put anywhere?
I mean, I guess so. That's what I was alluding to earlier. It's a damn shame that we didn't edit your thing already, Dell, because now it's going to be like, oh my god, Kristen Spencer reacted. Oh, Dell did as well. I guess we can.
It's like, I don't fucking care about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just forgot to upload it.
It's okay,
and I
Dell.
kept forgetting.
We forgive you. I don't know about the audience, though. They may.
No, they will find my house.
Canceled.
It won't be hard. They're just gonna walk around one island for a couple minutes.
No, they're 18. They'll have to walk around
Yes.
18 of them.
I had the number right.
Is that how many islands are there?
Yeah, official islands.
I thought it was called the 4-Hour Islands.
Anyway, so wait, am I completely brain dead, or is the reaction video already edited?
It's
What
not
video?
cut down. That was just the raw reaction.
No, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
of us.
Of us.
Oh, we didn't. Okay, never mind.
We didn't record us reacting, did we?
I recorded me. What? Wait.
I recorded our audio when
I do remember
we
that,
recorded
yeah.
Dell's reaction.
Yeah, no, that's not edited at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I panicked for no reason.
But
Disco.
yeah, finna.
Finna come.
So yeah, like honestly, it just like you said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Where it's like filming it, I was like, that was really good. Like that was better than I honestly expected this video to be. And then watching the edited thing, it's like, wow, this is just so good. Like it's so authentic looking. Like this is like, it was just like, damn, this is cool. Like it was a second rush of dopamine. And then this reaction might honestly be like the most joy I got out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was just so cool.
I this is not going to be uploaded, but whenever I showed you guys the Kristen Spencer thing, I recorded you guys so we could have a reaction to their reaction to Dodgeball.
I knew that you were doing that.
Shoot, there's something I was going to say. Oh, okay. All right. This is a completely hypothetical scenario. Nothing we say is a guarantee or even a plan, okay? What I'm about to say. But,
Okay.
hypothetically speaking, let's assume we're doing another Lost episode. What would you guys want it to be?
Ooh.
Because I have
Party?
several
Mario
ideas.
Party.
And-
Mario Party.
Yeah,
definitely.
Mario Party is one of the first ones I thought of. But, if we're doing Season 1 style, we should do Goodbye Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Because we could do that. Because the thing is, I felt bad when we were watching the video. I was like, I feel bad that we don't have a Spencer. And I think we could have done. I don't think we could do Robbie, but I think we could have done a good Spencer. And it's a shame we can't. I also think that's great because Goodbye Alex was in 2014, so like a slightly deeper Spencer would be fitting.
Yeah.
And I'm very.
He wasn't really that high pitched back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
just-
Robbie sounds like he's 5 years old, and Spencer sounds like he is actually 13.
That's why
Yeah.
people are always surprised that isn't Robbie older?
Yes,
like,
I'm
yeah.
shocked Spencer's the youngest, and he's the tallest. So,
Well, Connor's the youngest now.
Connor's not canon. So, but
But
all options are Mario Party, Goodbye Alex, which that's the one that I think would be cool because we have footage of it.
We do?
Yes. There's one singular shot from Goodbye Alex, which is from an announcement video Chris made years ago, where he's talking about season 2 and he shows some clips. This is from the 2014 season 2 that never was.
That. I remember that vividly.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And also, we have a full description of what the video would be from that podcast, from the Goodbye Daniel podcast.
Yeah, from Goodbye Daniel.
So
and we could even have like that'll put Mr. Bodie in a very funny position to actually give a legitimately heartfelt speech. He needs to not prepare at all because that'll make it really funny. Like, he's like, I love you all. Like,
but this is the last one I was gonna say. To match the shittiness of Dodgeball, I would say Stompin' Spiders.
Oh.
And
but
then
it would
that
have
one,
to be a season 2 lost episode.
Well, I was gonna say actually season 1 because that one definitely would have Spencer, undoubtedly, because he made it. With Chris. But yeah, Mario Party. If we did Mario Party, that would be trying to emulate season 2, which would be interesting.
That would definitely be harder to do because also Mario Party was supposed to be a like 2-part episode. Like a full thing. So it would basically just be us doing Mario Party like kind of modernly. Like it would hard to be not ourselves throughout that whole thing because I feel like it would take a while.
That's why I'm thinking one of the more crappy ones would be better if we were. Again, this is fully hypothetical. We're not promising anything. I don't want to be like coming soon because we're not thinking about this.
It is
tomorrow from listening to this podcast.
April 2nd, which is before this.
Yeah,
this is coming out April 1st.
Coming tomorrow. Tomorrow Wednesday.
Let's just upload every video on April 1st.
Tomorrow Wednesday.
That way none of them get any views.
Tomorrow Wednesday is gonna be the release of Deep Sheep Season 3. We edited that.
Yeah, we edited the whole thing.
Yep.
I know we've mentioned how much work this has been. We've also been working on Season 3 of Deep Sheep.
Yeah, that's why it took so long.
That's funny because like the way that Chris and Spencer react in the reaction video, because we haven't interacted with them in a very long time. That's how they act. It'd be funny if they acted that way, but we've been editing for them for months. Like, oh hey, I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
What's his guy's name? Luck or Emmett or something? What?
Fuck.
They confused both of us together.
Yeah, I mean because we're so similar.
What's his name? Mark Charm? I think that's it.
Marcus.
But yeah.
There was something I was gonna say. Oh, we should bring this up. Spencer came up with a week hole video idea in this reaction. Which was Chris's trivia thing, of like Deep Sheep trivia.
I don't know if we'll ever do that, but I really want to.
That would be really cool, and I don't know if that would be the supplement for. Because that sounds like something that would be like a edited video, not just a thing in Chris Podcast 4.
Yeah, no. And if it
I don't know if that would happen instead of Chris Podcast 4, if there would be both. Like
No, look, listen. I know exactly what it would be. Let's assume we record it during Chris Podcast 4. It'll be cut from the podcast, the audio, and then it will get a big fancy video as its own thing.
I think if we do that, and I know Dell will be a bastard about this, I think in that case we should make Chris Podcast 4 video podcast.
Or at the very least the game show video podcast. Like film, or at least just film
like we just like say like everybody take out your phones and start recording your face.
I would love to do that. I think it'd be a fun little game show.
That would be awesome. That would probably get a good amount of views as well. I could see that being cool. That's something I do like. Weirdly, one of the places recently, somebody on the Deep Sheep subreddit said, "Is anyone still active?" And he was like, "Are there any like videos?" And I responded, and I was like, "Oh well, Chris does his birthday video, and occasionally we get a Left 4 Dead video, but other than that, not really anything." And I just realized is in the past couple of years, the place for new video of Deep Sheep has become the Week Hole channel.
It's us, baby. We're the number one. We're epic.
Yep.
Do you remember when their season 2 ended and we were like, dude, we're going to get their fan base?
Well, I just remember, like, thinking, like, okay, maybe some people from that, and I think it is true that some people were like, oh, the Week Hole's doing this, and so... There we go. It actually works out because the first half came out like like a couple months after season 2 ended. Like which goes to show how quick we did that. We were filming. I'm pretty sure we filmed Stairway to Heaven right after Trouble in Skin Town, and then it came out in like June or July of that year.
Yeah. Definitely be down to do the game show. Sorry to just randomly change the subject.
Yeah, so the game show would be awesome. That would be awesome. Doing another Spencer podcast would be cool.
This is the other thing Chris mentioned. I genuinely, truly, not to disappoint anyone, I think this would be too hard to film, was the thing where they said Deep Sheep versus Weak Cold trivia. Like, I think that'll be too insanely
It's hard enough to get 4 of us on.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't even get Egg. We were trying to get Egg for this podcast, and we couldn't even get him.
I mean, I would be willing to try.
I'd be down to try. I'm just saying, like, that... Okay. From what we've talked about today, it's rank in order of plausibility. Highest is that trivia thing, because I think that'd be easy to schedule. And Chris sounds like he wants to do that. Then second would be like the hypothetical Goodbye Alex or whatever. Whatever other fake thing we would do. And then the third thing would be the Deep Sheep versus Weak Cult. Which, by the way, if we did that, that would literally come full circle to that idea we had from literally 2018. Deep Sheep versus Weak Cult. That was an idea from eons ago. I don't even remember what it was or who came up with it. I just remember it was an idea.
That would honestly, and I think out of all the things where I've said that we could do this or whatever, like I think that if we did a Deep Sheep versus Weak Cult thing, that would be the highest candidate for. I feel like I would just ask Chris. I was like, yo, like, if we like do all the work, like edit this and stuff like that, would you be down to just put this on the Deep Sheep channel, like, because I feel like that would be. I mean, that's like. Deep Sheep. It's a very Deep Sheep centric video. Like, and I feel like that would be the only one of.
Oh my God! Look, like, if they agreed to do that, right? You would fix something that has pissed me off for years because I'm gonna bring this up because this is something I don't think I've ever mentioned. Honestly, I think I've only mentioned it to you, Luck. To be completely honest. Deep Sheep has this bad tendency with post-season 2 where they do not end on the finale with their content. And what I mean by that is, say, post-season 2, like Trouble in Skin Town was a great finale, but then they had extra content. And for a very long time, it was the Endgame podcast discussion, which was their last video for years. And what I would have done with their gigantic content funnel, where they just had hundreds of videos, is I would have ended with Mega Bean Boozled, because that was like probably one of the, other than Trouble in Skin Town, I think that's their biggest video ever. But then they had so much more content after that. And currently, it's been 2 years now, the last videos are these stupid Deep Sheep wins and fails Halo Infinite campaign. It's like, this is where Deep Sheep ends. This is the last thing you guys do.
And something like that I did kind of like.
No, hold on! I'm sorry! Last thing I'll say, they could have ended it on Fibbage 3. That would have been perfect! Because that is
a great week Deep Sheep plays.
Yeah, like, that is like the last Deep Sheep plays they've done. That was right before those stupid Halo videos, and that could have been like the final Deep Sheep video, and it would have been fitting. I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this for some reason.
Something that also I always thought was cool. I'm pretty sure he says this in the comments of the video. Is the Tinder Bitches thing where it's them singing the song of Tinder Bitches or whatever. He said was kind of like the epilogue of the summer trip as a video. And it's like, it would have been cool if the last thing was Mega Bean Boozled, then you get Mega Bean Boozled, like, cut moments or whatever, then you get the Tinder Bitches thing, and it's like, oh, it kind of ends on, like, a nice note, you know? Yeah. Like, that would have been cool, too.
If we do the trivia thing, that would be acceptable, is what I'm saying.
And also, that would mean, we would have to go all out bananas editing that video.
This has got to be season 4 levels of quality.
Yeah. Like, I'd want that to be a really good video. And, I don't know, maybe the fact that they brought it up, maybe one day it'll happen. Whether, I don't know what channel it'll be on, but maybe so. I think that's a good...
Okay, I didn't want to get people so upset, but I do think the regular trivia, I actually do think is a high likelihood of happening. I knew you guys were gonna have this reaction. We all want to do that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
The us versus them, we want to do, but again, I personally think it'd be very hard to do, and I do not want to get people's hopes
I also
up.
think that they would not want to do it as much as we would, the them versus us thing.
It's funny because I think Chris would want to, but then the rest are like, we're with these clowns. Like Camden would be like,
yeah. Also, hold on. Let's analyze this for a moment. And once again, this is of course with the highest hopes, right? Like if you have the highest hopes, if we did that like us versus them trivia thing, and then it came out on the Deep Sheep channel, we would have been in a Deep Sheep video that we edited and put on the Deep Sheep channel before Connor did an early morning. Like, because that's always been hilarious to me, is that we got every member, Spencer twice, Chris thrice, and Daniel, who's not even a member anymore. The only thing
that we could add on top of that is if we got like Keaton or Sean or something.
Yeah, like we've done all of this stuff, and he still hasn't. And I'll always, and I like, you'll probably hear me recount this if we ever do another Spencer podcast, which I also think is a reasonable likelihood. I'll probably mention it then as well. Is like, just we tried so hard to do that, and I honestly don't think there's any chance of it happening anymore. Like I'd still like to, and if we got the opportunity, I would obviously do it.
I don't know what the hell we would talk about, but yeah.
But like
2018 us was just so good at being like, yeah, this can be a video, even though it's a terrible idea.
Well, it was also like I think it just became a gotta catch 'em all at some point of the Deep Sheep members as well, because like I don't even know what we talked about in like the Nathan podcast.
Del,
or whatever.
what is the hardest Pokemon to catch in the original Pokemon game?
In the original?
Yeah, what is it?
I was yawning.
Tell me!
I think Abra.
So, Connor is our Abra. He's a little bitch that keeps teleporting away during the battles.
I remember also a reason I wanted to do it was because of the, like, I guess you could say rivalry between me and him.
Yeah.
Like,
we had the idea years ago that we'd be like, don't worry, Connor. Luck's not here. You're safe. And then you join the call. And he's like, no.
But, yeah, I
mean,
mean,
you know,
I
it's
guess
funny
that's
because now it would be, you have grown a new appreciation for him, and I would be the one wanting to kill him. But yeah.
But I just find it funny, like, all of that will have happened. Like, we make a Deep Sheep video pretty much before we fucking have Connor on the podcast.
Last thing I'll say about that versus idea is this would be a detriment towards them, so I don't think they'd do it, is if they had Robbie just to see, again, how shitty he is at remembering.
Yeah. Here's what I'm imagining is it would be a 3v3.
Yeah. So that would be
Chris would be the host. And then it would be Camden, Spencer, and Connor versus, I guess, us three. I feel like we'd probably...
I mean, okay, definitely you and me, like, because we quoted, like, Mad Men.
I think we probably have the two most encyclopedic knowledges.
What do you think, Del? Do you think you would want to... You think you want to be in it?
I think
we can't get Del, who would we get? I guess Egg.
Yeah, Mr. Bodie himself.
Yeah, I don't think Dane remembers anything from Deep Sheep, so he would be our detriment.
The thing with Bodie is, I feel like sometimes we underestimate his memory skills. Because if he really, for some reason, cares about something, like with TTT, you can mention something and he can tell you everything about that round. Like, no matter how long ago it was. Like he just has an encyclopedic knowledge of TTT and stuff like that. And there'll just be random things where he remembers it perfectly. And it's just like, how do you remember that? It's just like stuff like that. I'd want it to be us three. I feel like us three probably remembers and knows the most.
And the fact that we mentioned the idea this much of this podcast and we wouldn't include Del would be kind of brutal.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
No, listen,
it's not even like he can't make it. We just choose not to have him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry. We gotta go with the best friend Jiggles for this one.
Oh yeah, my best friend. Oh wait, I'm getting a call from him.
The thing is, I know that we would win. Like,
oh yeah, no, definitely.
I wouldn't even do any
research. We're literally setting up like a glide or die situation. We know who's gonna win, and we're just gonna win. It's gonna be epic. And Del, you get to be on the winning team this time.
You were talking like Donald Trump there. Like,
we're gonna be on the winning team.
We're gonna win. It's gonna be epic.
I gotta tell you, we're gonna go up to Deep Sheep. I'm gonna be like, Deep Sheep. You
Have you guys ever seen the TikTok or whatever where it's like someone's on like a Halloween store and there's a pumpkin that looks like him and it's like, "Hello, I've been turned into a pumpkin by Crooked Hillary." Or no, he says like he's like, "Please," he's like, "Hello, please kill me. I've been turned into a pumpkin by Crooked Hillary. I need you to end my suffering." Like, and then they like run it over with a car, and he's like, "Freedom at last."
Freedom at last.
I don't know what he says, but yeah. I mean, I'd love to do that. I'm sure people, I guess the hardcore We Cult fans would definitely like to watch. I don't know if Deep Sheep people, the average Deep Sheep viewer, would want to watch it. Actually, I think they would because it would be another Deep Sheep video.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. They're starved.
At most, what I'd want is for it to be posted on somebody's fucking community tab. That's what I want. That's what I'd want for Dodgeball too.
I'm getting a call from the Jiggles Corporation.
What?
Oh shit.
Hello?
Hey, this is Bob from Monkeys R Us and
Monkey R Us?
Yeah. You remember our brand deal?
Yes. You told me you're gonna give me 70 billion bananas, and I was very excited for this deal.
What? But
yeah, we were gonna give you 7 billion bananas and access
trade it
to
for
Bobo
money.
the Chimp for at least 24 hours. And
I get access to Bobo the Chimp as well. This is an awesome deal.
what about?
Unfortunately, sir, we found out about your. We found out that you've been telling your friends about this.
Yeah, I've been bragging about it constantly. Yeah, I brag about it all the time.
Yeah, and so unfortunately we're gonna have to cancel the deal.
How did you guys figure out about our calls?
Well, you see, Bobo has eyes everywhere, and will always be watching, no matter what. Even after this deal is over, I hope you know you will never be free from Bobo. Anyways, we're just gonna cancel the deal, and
I understand. I get it. Oh, he hung up.
Oh,
Well-
I was gonna say call him a bitch.
And I think
it's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Special
This is
guest
about-
Sam, everybody.
Yeah, his first appearance on Early Morning. What they say Nate Light for Deep Sheep. We are Merly or Earning.
Merly Eorning.
My Mac
Eorning.
probably.
It turns into a Nordic word.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching the AI Art Deep Sheep Fanboy podcast with special
I've
guest
been making
Sam.
the thumbnail as we've been recording it.
That is insane. That has never happened before.
All right, this has been a big podcast. Probably our biggest podcast in a long time.
And I've probably said like 2 sentences.
Del, speak for about 30 seconds.
So there was once this time that I went
All right,
outside
thanks for listening, everybody. This
I
has
have
been
not
great.
been talking for 30 seconds, and then some guy comes over, and he just decides
It's gonna
he's
jack your
getting in my
wiener.
life. And I haven't
And he
escaped.
gave you 3 whole
I
fries.
haven't escaped from him already.
It's the most
so I started
random
running.
thing you could have mentioned.
so I started running for it, my solution, and if I see my
We need
solution,
to end this podcast. Stop
This
it.
is why we
And,
don't let Del talk, guys.
Yeah, he rambles
And
on.
the
This is why he
solution
couldn't be the Nathan. He
is,
talks too much. Is the problem?
He's here for our quota.
And
All right.
yeah, the
Thank you
evil
guys for watching.
woke liberal quota.
How
Anyway,
long
so,
is this?
2 hours.
Oh
long.
my god.
All right, goodbye, my
Goodbye.
loves. Goodbye, my friends. You have been the ones. You have been the
You've
ones.
been the
for me.
one for me.
The end.
But yeah, let me finish that story.
The end.